Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we are looking at the brand new gun from Planet Eclipse today. This is the Gtek M170R. So let's go ahead and open the box. You can see the box looks just like the standard 170R. It doesn't even have a different label up here or anything. Only way to really tell the difference is right there. We've got Gtek M170 on the actual color label. Let's pull this out of here. See what we end up with. Game on. All right, so flopping this thing over, barrel sleeve, instruction manual, and the instruction manual is a M170R manual. It isn't a like this, just the standard 170R with maybe an addendum to it or whatever. This is an actual M170 manual. We have our barrel, 14-inch 689 barrel. And then we've got our gun, we've got some grease, we've got the spare parts kit, and some Allen keys. Pretty standard fare inside the box. We're used to seeing that from Planet Eclipse. I'm going to put the barrel back in for now. Things that we really, since we're not shooting it up here, we don't need the barrel out. All right, so I'm going to take this and just set it over here. And then let's take a look at the gun. So the gun setup is going to be pretty much the same as the standard 170. Same bolt design inside there. They didn't change any of that for the M170. The front assembly, seeing as though this no longer has a battery in it because the gun doesn't have any electronics in it, all we've got is the sleeve. And then we have a, if I'm not mistaken, this is just a little spacer. Now I don't know if I can push that out by hand. Let me see if I can push it out this way. It doesn't look like I can. So what I am going to do is pull the front off so we can see it that way. We can get a better look at it. This is normally where the 9-volt battery would go. All right. I can just drop right down from there. And it might just be super tight in there. It looks like I should be able to push it out. But I don't want to push on that and smash anything that I don't need to. I'm pretty sure that piece does come out of there. But by just grabbing onto it with my fingers, it doesn't want to come out. But that's okay. We can leave that for another day. Underneath the eye covers, which are the same latch assembly, you'll see that they are, there's no sensor board up inside of there because it is a mechanical gun. Again, now, no electronic board up on the top there, so no eye pipe system or reflective eye system inside of there. So all you're going to have is your detent and your eye cover, and then the latch to cover it up. Right there. So if you break and paint inside there or anything like that, you don't have to worry about any eyes to clean inside there. Same thing on the other side. As far as the back end assembly right here, let's take the grips off. We have a push safety, so a push on and off safety. You can see it right there. Let's get these out of here so we have a better look at the inside of it. All right, get these grips off. Here's our safety right there. And one thing I've noticed about this is the action on the trigger is incredibly smooth. It is super, super, super. I was very surprised at how smooth the slide triggers for the other gun was, but this hinge setup that they have right here is incredibly light and incredibly smooth. Very excited to see what it'll feel like once we actually get paint in there and start shooting it. We have our pops ASA on the bottom, regulator adjustment through the bottom right here as well. Let's pull the top of the body off. But the way that trigger feels great. One from there, one from the front. Now this should hinge open just like the other one did once we get the 2 frame screws out. Slides right apart right there. You can see our trigger moving in there, and our safety, when the safety latch is over, it keeps the trigger from fully engaging, going through its full arc. When I back it up, it gives it its full range of motion right there. That stops it from going right there. I'm looking at this for the first time just like you are. Looking good, looking good. So let's pop this part out. Pin comes out of there. It's going to allow that to come out of there and that to come out of there. So same kind of setup. We have a transfer of air coming from the regulated section of the frame up through an air transfer to the bottom, where that's going to go through the valve assembly of the fire mechanism. So kind of like a 3-way valve. Well, a valve, we'll just call it a valve. So every time the gun, you pull the trigger is going to rock and push against that, the pin right here. The pin shifts back, controls the airflow up into the bolt, causes the gun to shoot, and then the trigger will reset itself and come back forward and pop back out. So as you pull the trigger here, it pushes against this here, causes the gun to shoot, pressure shifts back, comes back forward, and then the cycle restarts itself. It's going to go there, and then this comes up through here. Woo! And just goes on there like that. Pretty cool. This is a tried and true system that they have used in the other gun, the other mechanical gun, and we know that it works. Really, really nice here. I really like this new hinge trigger. Very, very smooth. I like the springiness on it. I like the pin inside of there. Let's see if I can pull this part out as well. Seems like a pretty easy piece to get out. We'll see though when I actually get it out of there. Alright, so that just kind of comes right out of there. We have a trigger adjustment right there, which is what actually pushes against the pin. So inside here, our setup is like this. We have our spring return, which is here. This is back here, going up like that. So when the trigger rocks back and pushes against this pin right here, it pushes this pin back, which pushes on this, which then fires. This resets and comes back forward. This comes back forward, and the system starts over again. This little spring right here is what pushes our trigger back forward, and then we're able to pull it again. Really, really nice. I like this trick little setup right here. Now let's see how easy this is going to be for me to get back in. You can see that there's also a little set screw right here. You probably can't see that from what you're looking at, but I'm telling you that there's a little set screw right there. Now this little set screw is going to push against the spring right here, and this will control our spring tension, pushing the trigger back forward. So let's go ahead and set this stuff down, and we can start assembling it back together. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is put this part back in. Line it up, come through right here. Now I didn't think about the spring, so I would assume that I should be able to get the spring through from this side. I don't know if I will or not, but we're going to try. Because I didn't pull the spring out before. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a little pocket on the back of the trigger that the spring goes into, and then I just took the spring and set it over the set screw that's adjustable to give us our change in spring tension right there. But not hard to put in. Let's move over next with our our valve assembly here. Remember, on these, there is a large hole and there's a small hole. So we want to go through the large hole and then come out right there. If you try to go the other way, the pin won't fit all the way through and it will not work. I'm going to leave the safety on for now. Looks like I've got everything lined up accordingly or appropriately inside. Go ahead and put our frame back together. Just put that right down to where it touches for now. Put our other side in, and then we can snug these up. I always like to leave a little bit of gap there when I put frame screws in so that I can just make sure that everything lines up properly. And then once I know both my screws are in, then I'll tighten them down. All right. Put that on there. Now we're definitely going to put up some other videos of this shooting. We're going to take this outside right after this video and go shoot it. So stay tuned for more videos. Instagram stuff, YouTube stuff. Everybody likes the Houston videos. All right, so that goes on there. We put our bolt back in. Put our grips back on. Very simple gun. If you're familiar with this or its earlier mechanical versions from the other gun, then you should have no problem with this one. All right. And there we have it. The M170R. Very, very elegant, very simple. I love the trigger design. I love the feel of this trigger. I can't get over it. It feels fantastic. Stay tuned for some shooting videos. Let's take it outside and shoot it. Thanks for watching. M170R is available. The only color I've seen right now is the HD Earth, but I know we're getting other colors in as well. So check the website for color availability. Order yours now through ansgear.com.